Hello and welcome to the 101st episode of Fur, Fins, and Feathers. Before we begin, I want to thank everybody who congratulated us on our 100th show, and the response has been overwhelming, and my brother Glenn and I are very honored, and we had a great time. Today, our guest is Brenda Young of Capron Park Zoo in Attleboro. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
I am very honored to finally get to talk to you and to learn about all the many wonderful things that you are doing at the zoo.
Yeah, it's great. We have a lot of stuff going on right now. We're redesigning a new entrance. We've got some renovations on some exhibits and some new exhibits in mind and some new animals coming in.
Tell us a little about the history of the zoo.
The zoo was incorporated in 1937 and has been owned by the city. It started by a penny drive with these elementary school kids. They wanted a zoo, so they raised the money to get it started, and we've been growing ever since.
That is really wonderful.
Yeah.
So, a grassroots effort.
Absolutely.
Talk about some of the animals that you have now in your population.
We have everything from our lions. We have a male and a female lions, down to some snakes and different birds and a lot of different primates. We got a good variety of animals. About 60 different individual animals representing about 30 different species.
That come from all over the world.
All over the world. Yep, and all of them are bred in captivity. We do not take animals from the wild. We acquire them through other zoos and accredited facilities like ourselves.
Around the country.
Yes.
Very good. Some of the current population include, and I'm sure we're going to point out to the monitor there and see what we've got. She's going to show, okay, what are those?
These are our meerkats, one of our most popular attractions. We have 10 meerkats. We have Mom and her sons and nephews.
What are meerkats?
Meerkats are small mammals, obviously. They're in the weasel family, live in Africa, love to dig, and they eat scorpions and bugs and other small creatures. But their favorite thing to do is to dig. They like digging around, so you'll find ours usually digging around in their exhibit.
What is their longevity?
In captivity, they live about 11 years. We've had the fortunate, we had one that has lived to 14. So we're very proud of being able to maintain them for a nice, healthy, long life. And so all of our meerkats were born at the zoo, except for Mom. Mom was brought in from Canada several years ago. And they're just one big happy family.
That's very interesting. And they are thriving,
Thriving,
obviously.
yes. Yes, we went from 3 animals, a male and 2 females, to 16 meerkats total in a matter of a year and a half.
And they were a popular attraction.
Yes, because they're very active. They usually will have their scout standing up at the top, keeping a lookout for any dangers or anything, and while all the other ones are scrounging around for food.
Brenda, do you care personally for any of the animals?
Not anymore. I used to. I started out as a keeper back in 1999. And over the course of my time as a keeper, I took care of all of the animals at one point that are at the zoo.
And now you've gone on to other responsibilities.
Yep, I'm now the assistant director.
Very good. What else do we have to see up there?
This is Lacey. This is our Amur leopard.
That's a very interesting leopard.
Yes, she's loves the cold. Siberia, China, Russia, in that area. Very active, jumps around a lot, plays with her enrichment items. If she sees a staff member coming up, she'll usually run up to the front of the habitat and roll around just like your cat would, greeting you at home. But we don't go in with her. She's not a domestic So even though she looks like you could go in there and just rub her belly,
No.
no. No, but she is trained to let us give her injections, so her vaccines. And when we have to sedate for a physical exam, which we do about once or twice a year. So that is good because it provides us the ability to care for her better, and she participates in her care by learning to let us give her injections and teaching her to go on a scale so we can keep track of her weight as well.
Do you have a staff veterinarian?
We do. We have a full-time staff veterinarian, Dr. Wetherington.
Nice.
She just joined us this fall, and she's doing amazing things with our animals.
What are some other animals that you can share with us?
This is our black and white rough lemur. This is Faley, our male. Very energetic, charismatic, curious prosimians.
What is a lemur?
A prosimian. It's a type of primate. Not considered a monkey. They're considered prosimians. A little bit different. They're from Madagascar. It's the only place they're naturally found. And Faley has been with us for just about 15 years now. So he's in his mid-20s. And he's fathered offspring that have gone on to grace other zoos with their presence.
How are they interacting with your staff?
They interact wonderfully with our staff. They're very curious. So our staff spends a lot of time training them to let us touch them so that we can keep an eye on their physical stature, allowing us to give, again, vaccines or injections as needed, as well as letting us take their weight, so they'll climb on a scale without a problem, and as well as just moving them around so we can talk about their abilities to jump and leap from one point to another and show people what their natural behaviors really are.
Really? What else do we have? This is fascinating.
And this is Ramses. He is our male white lion.
White lion?
He is a white lion. He was born in South Africa on a preserve, and he was brought over. And he is the highlight of the zoo. Everyone's favorite, right up. Come in the zoo, right up the top of the hill. He's standing on top, king of...
How old is he?
He is 12, 13.
Okay.
So which is old, middle-aged.
Very handsome fellow, isn't he?
He is, and he knows he's handsome. He likes to sit right on the main rock and watch everybody. And we like to joke that he waits until there's just enough people around, and then he'll start roaring. The female will join in, and they'll just have this big conversation between the two of them, and it's a great thing to watch and to hear. A lot of times we get asked if it's a recording, and none of the animal sounds at our zoo are recorded. It's all natural, so he keeps everybody on their toes.
Now, there is another lion, Brenda.
Yep, there's a female lion.
Yeah.
Her name is Nyala.
Nyala.
She's a couple years older than Ramses. She was born in Wisconsin. Came to us when she was 9 months old. So she obviously has grown into the majestic girl that she is now. Again, she loves watching people. She loves playing with her enrichment. You can see in the back there's a barrel there. That's actually a pickle barrel from Star Pickling Company right here in Swansea. We've gotten them, and the lions like to play with them and knock them around and have fun.
Good promo for our local company.
Absolutely. So the different toys that you see in the exhibits and boxes and bags and different things, they're all enrichment that our keepers give them. They're very specific for the species that they're given to and what kind of behaviors that we're trying to allow them to express. Because our goal is to have not only the physical activity, but also the mental stimulation for them to be able to express their natural behaviors.
Very good. What else do we have?
Another very popular animal. This is our red panda. They are actually closely related to raccoons. They're not a bear. These guys are very active, very colorful. They're great to watch, especially when they're eating their bamboo. They have somewhat opposable thumbs, so they actually grab things. Their favorite treats are grapes. We save those for when we're training. We give them that extra special treat for cooperating with us. But they're a lot of fun, especially in the winter. They love the cold.
The zoo is open all year long.
All year long. And currently we're open 9 to 4 with our last admission at 3. But we're always there. Unless it's treacherous and unsafe for people to be there, we're open. Someone's got to come in and feed the animals.
How does one become a zookeeper?
That has changed over the years. Used to be able to just walk in and anybody could be a zookeeper. And anybody still can be a zookeeper. It just requires a bit more training. There are different programs, college level programs throughout the United States. The program I graduated from is from Santa Fe College down in Gainesville, Florida. It's a 2.5-year program that I did after receiving a biology degree from Bridgewater State here in Massachusetts. And after that, they specifically trained you how to care for captive animals and make their diets and talk about conservation and everything it takes to be a keeper. Everything from raising crickets for food to cleaning out exhibits to giving out medication. So it's a great course. And it's a lot of work. We don't get to play with the animals like everyone thinks. It's a lot of hard labor, cleaning, developing enrichment ideas. So there's a lot of thought that goes into it, and patience, and a passion. You got to be passionate about it.
It's a lot of work.
It is. It is.
Is there anything else we have up there? Yes. What is this?
This is our DeBraza monkey. So we have 2. We have a male and a female. They're just companions, so we won't get any little monkeys. But again, the engagement with our visitors is one of the things I love about our facility. Our animals respond when they see people. They'll make eye contact. They'll, approach the glass or approach the front of the habitat and check you out just as much as you're checking them out.
That is a very interesting character. Talk more about him. Where is the species? Where are they from?
They're from Africa, and they spend a lot of times in the trees. Like most primates, they'll groom each other, the allopreening, so they take care of each other as far as maintaining them, keeping themselves clean. We do find that they will hang out together, and if one of them is having trouble with something or seems off, their companion is on the lookout.
So they interact with each other.
Yes, they do. Yep, they're their own little family.
And there are 2 of them here.
Yes, there are 2. We have a male and a female.
And they get along.
Yes, they do. Very much so. So you'll see them both in their exhibit in the Sadler building.
You mentioned at the beginning of the show that you have some new planned exhibits.
Yes.
What's happening this year?
So we're in the process of renovating the exhibit where our monitor was. Unfortunately, he passed away from cancer, but he lived a great long life. We're very proud to have him. So we're bringing in a Nile monitor to go in there. A smaller monitor, but a little more active, but more suitable for the space. We also have muntjac coming back. Muntjac are deer, small deer. We've had them in the past, and we're bringing them back into the collection this season. And you'll be seeing a lot of construction at the zoo because we're building a new crane exhibit for our red crown cranes. They needed a lot more area than they're in right now. So we're fortunate enough through a grant from the state to be able to have the funding to build them a brand new exhibit.
That's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Very good. So there's always new. How can people get involved with the zoo?
Come and visit. All your admission fees and anything you get in the gift shop or concessions or
Talk about your gift shop.
our gift shop. We run a small but effective gift shop. There are, toys and stuffed animals, along with sweatshirts, T-shirts, and different things that have our animal. Anything that has an animal on it in our gift shop is a photo of our animal. That's one of the things that the zoo wanted to do, is make sure that our coffee mugs, our magnets, our necklaces, stickers, postcards, they're all our animals. They're not a stock photo of the species. So we take it to heart that we keep it home, keep it real.
Okay. People can come. You have a concession
We have a
shop.
concession stand that will
Yeah.
be opening hopefully towards the end of May into June, once we get a little bit warmer weather. And hot dogs, hamburgers, French fries, drinks, ice
So
cream.
people can come and have lunch there.
Yes, absolutely. We have a nice picnic area that we were able to build with support from our Friends organization. The Friends of Capron Park Zoo support us financially through fundraising that they do. And they're a good resource to get involved. You had asked how people can get involved.
Yeah.
Can reach out to the Friends of Capron Park Zoo. They have their website, and they're always looking for volunteers to help out at different programs and events that they run. They have splash pad nights where they sell tickets and people can come in and spend the night on the splash pad after hours with food trucks, and then in the fall they have Night at the Zoo. They just renamed it. So that's the 21 plus beer and wine tasting event at the zoo that they have every year. But we're always looking for docents. Those are directly work with our education department, and they're 18 years of age or older. And we also have our zoo crew, which are our younger kids that are between the ages of 12 and 17. So we have those two programs that people can participate in, as well as internships for seniors in high school and college students.
So there's always something going on at Capron Park Zoo.
Absolutely. Days are never the same. One day is always different from the next, and always fun.
Will you be purchasing new animals throughout the year?
We'll bring them in. We don't tend to purchase our animals. We
Do you trade with
we
other
can
zoo?
trade with them, or we get animals on loan, long-term loans, or they just donate them to us. And we have a whole process for making sure of where these animals are coming from. We're accredited by the American Zoological Association, or the AZA, and we deal primarily with other AZA accredited institutions. The accreditation serves to let you know that we have the gold standard to husbandry care and welfare. We have every 5 years we go through an accreditation process, and we have to meet some very, very high standards for care.
Very stringent standards.
Yes, very much so. Sometimes more so than even USDA, who also licenses us. So we fall under USDA and AZA. Those are right now our two licensing organizations.
It's very interesting. I'm always interested in learning about new places that people can go and visit and
Yep.
have fun and learn.
Yep.
Education is a very important component of what you do.
It is. very much so. So during our busier times of the year, we'll have volunteers out with what we call biofacts. So skulls or skins and other educational materials to help educate our visitors. We also do conservation. This year our focus for the season is on pollinators and pollinators with monarch butterflies and bees. So we have planted a pollinator garden around our pond, and we have a special walk-through maze that will be coming in towards the end of May, beginning of June, to keep an eye out for that. Interactive walk-through maze all about butterflies.
Well, that'll be a wonderful attraction for people.
Yes, we try to get as much of interactive opportunities as possible.
You have visitors that come from all over the world, I would imagine.
We do. We have had several people from Europe over the years that come here and they're visiting, and their goal is to go visit zoos. And we make it to the list, so we're very proud. Visitors from as far south as New Jersey that drive up, that have our memberships. And then again, in the general area, North Shore, Boston, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont. But yeah, we get a great variety, and I love it. The diversity of our visitor base is amazing, and we're very fortunate to have it.
People from all walks of life and all ages.
Exactly, and we encourage everyone to come in, no matter what. We are sensory certified, which means that all our staff has had training to help people that have sensory issues enjoy the zoo. We work with Culture City with that training, and we have sensory bags for them with fidgets and headphones if they're noise sensitive, and anything that they would need to help them enjoy the zoo just as much as everybody else.
And learn too.
Yes.
Education, as I just said, is very, very important.
Yep, we have an education department, and so they'll be starting to pick up. We have summer camps throughout the summer. Those should be getting released sometime this month, probably towards the end of this month. We'll be setting out registration for that. It fills up fast, so
Talk about that. That's really interesting.
So we run different camps or just summer programs for different age groups, and it's done every year, and they do everything from learning crafts to doing conservation projects, to learning about ecosystems, learning about different kinds of animals, whether it's mammals or reptiles, and they get to be out in the zoo and seeing the animals and talking to the keepers and being part of it. They'll help make diets for the animals, so we really get them involved with the hands-on work that we do in an appropriate way.
Where is the zoo located physically?
Physically, the zoo is inside of Capron Park in Attleboro. It's at 201 County Street, so it's right on Route 123, just outside the center of town. Very easily accessible off the highway. There's parking, there's a park, is beautiful. The landscaping, just to walk around the park itself is a treat. And we're nestled right in the middle of it all, and get to enjoy not only our animals, but nature in general in Attleboro.
Unfortunately, and I shouldn't say this, I know very little about Attleboro.
Oh, okay. I didn't either. I lived in Norton when I found out about a position opening at Capron Park in 1999. I didn't know Capron Park existed, and I live 20 minutes down the street from it. So it's been my personal goal and the goal of the zoo to increase our name recognition and get people to know that we're here. We may be small, but we're mighty, and we've got a lot to offer, and we would love the support.
But you're doing great work.
I think so. We do. We have a passionate staff, a very dedicated group of year-round part-time staff. and volunteers that come in and do whatever we need, from paper filing to talking with visitors to setting up the classroom for programs and things like that.
Do you have people who go out to schools and things?
We're trying to get that back online. We had to stop that with COVID.
Of course, yes, of course.
But we're in the middle of renovating or redesigning or reimagining our education department. So that is something that's on the books for us to start doing down the line.
So very important.
Yes. Also, we're hoping to bring back our birthday parties. So you can have your birthday party at the zoo and get a visit from some of our education animals. And the other big thing that we want to bring back that we had to stop was our animal encounters. So in the past, we've had animal encounters with our red pandas, our black and white rough lemurs that you saw earlier. So for a fee, you would be one-on-one with an educator and a zookeeper, and you would actually be able to go in and be in the same space, like you and I are in the same space with those animals.
And interact.
Somewhat. We can't reach out.
Can't
reach out and pet them, but they come right over and.
No, at a distance.
Yes, but you'll be in there with them, with a keeper and with an education staff member, and you get a face-to-face, one-on-one experience with those animals and learn even more about them than you would if just by visiting.
Or reading a book.
Or reading a book, yes. And you'll learn about the individual animals that we have. Because red panda that we have isn't necessarily the same personality, so to speak, as a red panda at another zoo. So they do, just like people, they act different, they have different likes and dislikes, and we accept them all.
Your hard-working staff, they work 7 days a week, don't they?
Yes, they do. We have a total of 15 people that work at the zoo, which isn't a lot. We have 8 zookeepers. We have 2 gentlemen that are our operations department. They build everything, they remodel everything, they repair everything. Most of the exhibits you'll see when you come to the zoo were built by our 2 operations gentlemen. And we have 2 people in our education department. Myself as assistant director, Lou Stevens our director, and then our veterinarian. But even during snowstorms, we have to come in.
You were there yesterday.
Yes, I was. Have to come in and take care of the animals. Even if the zoo's closed, the animals are still there. So.
And they have to be fed.
Absolutely.
Well, this has been wonderful, Brenda.
Oh,
this has
thank you.
been great. We'd love to have you back.
I would love that.
And we'll keep learning about Capron Park Zoo and all the wonderful things that you are doing and the important role that you play in the community.
Absolutely. We love to see everyone there.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you.
And you. Thank you.